Hello, everybody. My name is Ryunn Eldred, and I'm here with J-Dawg and the boss Foss. And we are taking a break from our normal type of podcast to deliver you a new segment called Raw Thoughts, something that we will be doing during the intermission of our normal themed podcasts. Since we're waiting on Brian to, actually post what the topic was supposed to be for this week and communicate
I
it
think
to
we
everybody.
did post it this morning, but we just don't have enough time to actually formulate proper responses.
No. That and this week his wife's dad is home, so his computer area is occupied with his stuff, so he couldn't hop on here.
Thanks a lot, Dad.
Yeah, Dad.
God,
make it.
You're my real dad,
boys.
God.
So I'm drinking the rest of my Seagram Escapes. I have passion fruit mango and classic lime margarita.
Ooh.
What are you sipping dipping on over there, John?
Same shit. Trying to get rid of this damn Stillhouse
Bottle of kerosene.
Apple Crisp Whipsky. Apple Crisp Whipsky.
Gonna get rid of the kerosene.
Yeah.
And David, what are you elusively drinking on over there?
Oh yeah, I got another.
You give me shit for not having my camera on.
Well, look at that.
Oh shit! Hold on, show off that sweater there, bro.
I'm drinking a Coca-Cola, and
you're drinking
I'm
the real
representing my
hard
college
stuff.
at the moment.
You're drinking the hard stuff. You're drinking the Coke. Well,
Got a
everybody.
gram of Coke sprinkled in it.
Oh God, don't you wish it went back to that? Life would be better. I wouldn't complain as hard about gas prices. But so yeah, we're here to just kind of give you guys our raw thoughts. It's just us talking and bullshitting for the hour long that we have for this.
Just raw thought in it.
Raw thought in it, just got to go in raw. Give it all.
Thoughts. Well, I got a thought for you.
Okay, what's your thought, John?
Oh no, it's gone.
You blonde.
I don't know. It was there and it's gone now. So
all right. So as of recording this right now, I just uploaded the final episode to Alan Wake Remastered, which I gotta say, I was working on that playthrough since October. Really cracked down. I started it in October, took a small break from it, and really cracked down on it in the last month or so. And I gotta say, it was an amazing game. Like I didn't think for the concept of it being a very linear game in which you use just a flashlight to kind of defend yourself. You don't get just a flashlight because you have guns and everything else. But like doing the overview of what the game was about, I was semi-hesitant about recording it and playing it, but I knew it had a really good following. So I was like, I might as well jump in and do it. And I honestly am really happy I did because I'm really intrigued to explore Quantum Break, Control, and American Nightmare now to get more of Alan Wake's story.
Quantum Break, is that an Alan Wake game or is that one with the dude that played Iceman?
It's the game with the dude that played Iceman, but I guess in the very so there's only one scene in the entire game that relates to Alan Wake, and it's in the very beginning of the game. The book that so spoiler alert for everybody, at the very end of Alan Wake, he writes a new book as a sequel to Departure to get himself out of the darkness. In Quantum Break, they take the second book and turned it into a movie format that you could watch in Quantum Break.
Oh, wow.
That's really all Quantum Break has to do with Alan Wake, from my knowledge. As of
there is an Easter egg, but by the way, I'm sorry I turned my camera back off.
It's okay.
There's a number of reasons why I have to keep the camera off right now. But that's not for the video. Anyway, one of the Easter eggs in Quantum Break is you can actually see the Alan Wake game is on one of the computer monitors or one of the TVs in an office. So there's other little Easter eggs and things being like, okay, Alan Wake is a thing, and it's a game, it's a book, it's a movie, but it's also real because if I'm not mistaken, Quantum Break relates to Control, and Control establishes that Alan Wake is really happening.
Yeah.
None of that is a spoiler, by the way. It might seem like I just spoiled something, but I really didn't.
So Alan Wake, so I'm gonna straight spoil something. Alan Wake doesn't exist, but he exists.
How dare you spoil and say such a horrible thing?
So it's like it's another
So he's
reason why
like
I
a
say you guys.
character in a book, writing a book.
He is a character in a song that through the darkness, the weird supernatural ability the darkness has, when it took its last victim, Thomas Zane, he wrote in one of his poems about a hero coming to save him. That hero was Alan Wake. But he wrote it to where Alan Wake was also an author, so that way there was the backdoor exit for Alan as well. So he is a real person in the sense that like you and I are real, but he's also not real in the sense of that he was created by supernatural forces in the world of Alan Wake. He is in himself a what do they call it in Control and AWE?
Yeah, which is hilarious because AWE could roughly translate to an Alan Wake event, but it's an altered world event, I think is what it translated back to. You have a computer in front of you, so you'd be able to actually physically figure out that answer right now.
It's really good.
In front of you.
The game's really good, and I just found out there is an actual real live book that is Alan Wake.
Probably, it wouldn't surprise me.
And I'm ordering it off of Amazon and waiting for it to ship to my house so I could read it. Because as David would know, I don't know. Well, John would kind of know too, because you've seen my bookshelf. I have a lot of video game novels.
I didn't even know that they had Gears of War novels until you told me, dude. I want to start reading them, honestly.
I know right now I'm reading.
There's also Splinter Cell. A lot of the Tom Clancy video games, now that I think about it, are also novels. I think they were novels before they were games. Some of them.
They're books, yeah. I think most of them were books beforehand.
I think I already said Assassin's Creed, but I actually own an Assassin's Creed book, so that's why I keep thinking of it.
I've been wanting to drop the $50 to get the first 12 books.
For Assassin's Creed?
Yeah, they have like a special deal on Amazon where it's like $56 and you get.
That's not bad for $12. Dude.
It's either 8 or 12. I can't remember. I have a lot of books in my Amazon shopping cart. Yeah. I like to read.
Gears, Halo, Mass Effect, which I know you have a couple of.
I have, as of right now, all but 1 or 2 of the Mass Effect books. That includes the comics.
FNAF has a whole series of books.
Oh my god, the FNAF ones are so fun to dive into. That's another world where I was like, I didn't think I was gonna like it when I first got introduced to it. But the second you start like prying open the layers, that like even for FNAF, the simplicity of
the
FNAF.
Funny thing is, so the first FNAF game was it was a Hail Mary from Scott, which for those of you who don't know, FNAF is Five Nights at Freddy's, created in like 2014. There was no Easter eggs in it. It was literally just this is a game. You sit in an office, you have the 2 doors, which when you run out of power, they can't close, which was a really weird mechanic. but
Pain
it
in the ass mechanic.
it was a thing that just happened to land right when people really needed a new game to latch onto, and it just blew up.
Well, I think also during that time, like horror games in general were having kind of a resurgence because you had Amnesia, The Dark
It showed
Descent,
up at just the
Slender.
right time. It was the right price. It drew in everybody, YouTubers alike. And then now it's this massive multi-million dollar thing.
And it's getting a movie by
Started
Bloomhouse.
out to be toxic.
Oh yeah, dude. It's gonna be awesome. Have you seen that game? I'm pretty sure you guys know the name of it. The one that's like this kid gets a Furby like creature for his
No
birthday.
More Mama.
What's that?
It's like No More Mama or something like that, or it's
Yeah.
chanted. Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. I forget what the Tattletale. That's it. Tattletale.
It's freaking weird though. It's a good game though. I watched like a whole walkthrough of it or a whole playthrough of it. It's fucking creepy.
Did you hear that Hello Neighbor is getting a new game?
Yeah, it's been in shit. That game has been in development for a long time, dude.
I just know you say your son really likes that game, and I still sit on the fence, and I'm like, should I do it? I have them.
It's fun, man. I got into it. It's one of those adaptive AI games. He learns from your movements and your mistakes and stuff, and
that's where
he catches
I'm
you,
on
the
the
more
fence
traps
about.
and cameras.
That's where I'm on the fence about because Alien Isolation had the adaptive AI for the xenomorph, and I fucking hated it.
That would be nuts. I couldn't imagine playing an alien game like that.
Because you can't fight back in that game. You can't fight back. It's run and hide.
You have to find a flamethrower, and you can fight back with a flamethrower, but it does not kill him. It just keeps him back for
gives you enough time to escape.
To piss yourself a little bit more thoroughly.
It is a learning AI in which if it knows you have the flamethrower now, it will take tactics to make sure that it doesn't get hit by the flamethrower again.
Wow.
Yeah, you could be crawling through a passage, and next thing you know, you round a corner and it's just there. Or I was watching, I think it's Mark. I watched Markiplier play it, and he went into a passage, and he saw one of them like run across in front of him as he was in the tunnels. He was like, "Ooh, woo!" And he went to go turn around and crawl back, and he saw another one, and he got sandwiched between the two.
Yeah. Well, funny thing you brought up Alien Isolation. So with the Game Pass, there's these quests that you can do. And one of the quests right now is to survive for 5 minutes while being chased by the alien.
I know, I keep looking at that, and I have Isolation downloaded because I was gonna play it, but I'm like, with all my horror games, I get to that point where I'm hesitant on jumping through them because it's like 11 o'clock at night, 1 in the morning. I'm like, do I really want to give myself an anxiety attack before I go to bed and then I can't sleep?
Right.
What do you think about like horror fantasy novels, like books and stuff? Do you read those, or do you just strictly stick with like video game books and all that kind of crap?
So when I was younger, I think I still have them somewhere here, but I've lost the majority of them. I had a very vast Stephen King collection and other like horror themed books because I like horror as a genre.
Books that are like this thick.
Yeah, books that are like this thick. This thick, John.
This thick.
This thick. But
anyway,
I surround myself around a lot of horror.
One thing about novels, not just the horror novels, but one thing that I appreciate about them is, I mean, the author does their best to kind of describe what the character looks like, what the entity might look like. but your mind is what is actually, forming the kind of visual of it. And so your mind could end up creating this way more creepy entity than what shows up in a game or what shows up on the movie or TV
Yeah.
show, or what have you. Like the actual visual element. Now personally, I don't watch a lot of horror movies or horror shows. I don't play a ton of horror games. I play a couple.
Because he gets us scared in the dark.
I was gonna say, like,
I just have
in
other
David,
games.
in David's
I have
behalf,
so many games. I have so many games. It's like, do I want to actually sit through and try and play this game right now? Or do I want to
What was the scariest movie you've seen, David? Horror movie.
the scariest movie that I've ever seen
Yeah.
that I still think is scary, or
Well,
that
you said you don't watch a lot of horror movies. Well, what's like one of the scariest one you've seen?
you're gonna think to yourself, oh, that's stupid. Years back there was a movie that came out called Unfriended.
I remember that movie.
I remember that.
It was from the
Yeah.
perspective of this chick's laptop screen.
I was gonna say it was like the Zoom call, like with the different. Yeah.
And the thing that was the thing that bothered me is the glitches that were happening. I literally had seen on my own computer from time to time. And it was using Spotify, it was using YouTube, and I'm name dropping things. And it was using Skype,
YouTube.
and it just bothered me, like greatly bothered me. It's like these were
Kind of
things
hit home a little more than other.
Yeah, they hit
You
home.
related more
Like,
to it.
Friday the 13th, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street.
It
There's
was a good paranormal movie, dude. It was a good, because I would put that in the paranormal category for sure.
Yeah, and like Paranormal
was-
Activity as well, which went off
those
the
movies.
Did they
rails.
make a sequel to Unfriended?
No, I don't. They're not related.
There's another one with the dude. I can't remember his name. The guy that played Harold.
And Harold and Kumar, yeah,
Harold and Kumar. There's one like that, and it's
like
the
a Taken
laptop
though.
internet.
It's more like Taken in that aspect because he's trying to find what happened to his daughter, and the whole thing's filmed through the perspective of his camera or his laptop camera.
But yeah,
So it's not a technical horror movie.
No,
it's those aspects where it's like, okay, every other horror movie, there's always an aspect that I can go, okay, that's not real. That's not something that can truly happen. Or that's not something will really plague me. But with like Unfriended or Paranormal Activity with just a camera, there was always that aspect of this could very well be real.
and for how haunted your house was.
Well, yeah, I know.
Oh, really?
I just want to throw that out
Oh,
there.
really?
The half a year I lived with you and your family.
Oh, there was constant shit going on.
I would be standing in the kitchen and I would all the lights are off. I'm just getting a cup of water at 2:00 in the morning, and I would feel like somebody was right behind me. When somebody's trying to sneak up on you and scare you, and you could feel it, and you usually turn around and your friend's like, "Oh, hey, you got me." Yeah, I would turn around and nothing's there.
Ghost is like, "Hey, man, you got
me.
Yeah. Next time, I'll get you next time."
Or what was it? We would get knocking on our bedroom doors and nobody's there.
Oh yeah, that happened a lot.
Hearing shit.
You hear people walking on the other side of the house when you know that you're home alone.
Wow.
Your mom's fucking rocking chair with the Raggedy Ann doll in it that would rock itself.
Yeah.
Had a freaking Annabelle doll. in a rocking chair. Whose
Yeah.
bright
That
idea was that?
That would rock it.
So, John, let me explain something about my parents' house because obviously I don't live there anymore. I live hours away now. My parents' house, we are the first people to live in it. We built the house. The property, nothing has
What?
existed on that property before unless it was Native American and
That
beyond
you
our.
know of. Yeah,
That's one thing that we're aware of. But we
Yeah.
built the house.
Huh.
And within the first year, I think it was like 4 or 5 months of us living in the house. Me and my mom, we had gotten home with groceries. We closed the door, locked it, and we were in the kitchen and we're just standing there. We were talking about something many years ago. Can't remember what we were talking about. And we hear the side door open. Now we know it's locked, so there's no way it could have opened. We hear it open, close. We hear somebody walk in, shuffle like they're kicking off their shoes where all of our shoes were. The dogs start reacting like somebody just came into the house, and we hear the footsteps come in through the laundry room into the hallway that is next to the kitchen in front of my bedroom and my bathroom, which is the room that Tim ended up living in. Walked into the dining room and then walked through the kitchen between me and my mom.
Wow.
And me and my mom are just standing there in awe, just like, what the fuck just happened?
I've been like, well, Mom, have fun living in this creepy ass house because I am out skis.
Yeah,
Well,
that
Mom,
was.
I'm being
Never set
emancipated.
foot.
I was way too young to be able to emancipate myself.
Damn, dude.
But yeah, no, that would happen for a while it was sporadic. It wouldn't happen very often.
Wow.
But one
Nothing
thing we
hostile though, huh? Just like noises and knocks and
noises, knocks, and footsteps. But we
no
have
like physical.
a lot of the stuff was happening when I would be home alone.
Wow.
Specifically me. So it was like, oh, it latched on to me. Here.
That's possible. That's creepy
Hi,
as shit, dude.
babes.
Is your mom doing like seances in the basement or something?
Secretly, his mom's part of the cult to bring back Toby from Paranormal Activity. We just never knew.
Yeah, fucking Toby. Oh no. That's creepy as shit, dude.
Which really made it worse because living at David's house is not my first paranormal experience.
You still live in a haunted house.
Yeah. So both my apartments in Chico,
He looks to the side.
like, hey, what's up, bro? How you doing back
Oh,
there?
wow.
The rest of his house is to his left.
But my first apartment in Chico was haunted by this like little girl, which was the creepiest thing ever because I remember the first time I moved into the apartment, Nicole didn't move in the very first day like I did. So I had the door open to the front door. I was in the kitchen cooking, and it was like I was sitting there, I was cooking, the bedroom door was open, and I just see this like little girl with like black hair walk out of the bedroom and like in front of the island. And like I clear as day saw her, whipped around the corner, and nobody was there. I booked it out my front door, ran right past my neighbors, and just kept running. Did not stop running until I was like a good 10-15 minutes away from the house. And I called Nicole. I was like, hey babe, is there any way that you could move in today and not tomorrow? She's like, why? I was like, I just saw a little girl in the house and I fucking ran. She's like, you what? I was like, there's a little creepy ghost girl in the house. I don't want to be here alone. And so I walked back.
Ghost girl.
Well, no, this is the thing. I walked back, and my neighbors, who I ended up becoming really good friends with, Kai and Sky, who has been on my YouTube channel for challenges, they're like, you saw the little girl? I was like, yeah. The little girl will appear in everybody's apartment in the complex.
That's
And then
creepy
it
as
was
shit.
like in the very beginning of my YouTube channel, because I started my YouTube channel in this apartment. So my early videos, like year one videos, you can see it a lot in the Batman stuff. I'll be sitting there talking and you'll hear a cabinet just slam shut. And I would look at, after a while, it became like a joke because I would hear the like thing shut and I'd just look into the kitchen. I'd be like, hey, will you stop? I'm doing something here. Or hi, I acknowledge you. Stuff like that. Like
Kind
I
of how you have to be with that stuff, dude. Like you have to just kind of accept it and
the best
go with
part
it.
of the ghost story in the first apartment though is for like the first year and a half we lived there, Nicole refused to believe me that the place was haunted. Because things would only happen when I was home alone. Things would not happen if she was there. And so I forget what triggered it one day, but I know Nicole and I were like arguing with each other or something. And it was during a point where I started sleeping in the living room and she slept in the bedroom. And Nicole had her bike that she would go to school with that was in like the closet. And we both left the house, locked all the doors, everything. The windows were always locked. We came back home and everything was out of the closet, thrown into a corner of the room.
Nothing was gone.
Nothing was gone. Everything
was
got
gone.
moved out of the closet where the little girl would originate from.
Oh,
And
hell
in our
no.
closet too, if you were to look up in the roof of the closet, you can see where there would be an attic entrance, but it was painted and sealed over.
You should have knocked that shit out, dude. I bet there's fucking bones or something up there.
Yeah, and then when we all went to go move away into the second apartment, like we were having a party at Sky and Kai's house, and we're all like boxing everything up, everything was going good. And we were really resisting on saying that we were moving. And somebody, I can't remember who it was, fucked up and said we were moving, and our dishes flew out of the sink and broke on the floor. Like from dead sitting in the sink, just toppled over the edge and went onto the floor.
So she was a hostile ghost entity.
I think it was more along the lines of abandonment.
Yeah,
Because
it
never
kind of sounds
anything.
like she just didn't want to be abandoned.
It didn't seem like it was something on my end where it was like she never hurt or scared me to the point where I was like, apart from the very first day. But it would be stuff, it'd be like when I'm trying to do something that she would annoy me with slamming cupboards. And it would only happen when I went to go record. And again, I need to go find clips of this from my first year videos. So that way I could like show a little example of it. But it was funny. It was something I missed about the place. And then I had a seance done in my second apartment, to which apparently I blacked out and tried sabotaging the seance. And I remember none of it.
After me and Tim, after I had moved into the place, lived there for a couple months, and then I had to move out because of deteriorating health. No idea what caused the deteriorating health. And ever since then, I've had health issues.
Yeah, no, it was my cousin's ex-wife who was like majority Native American. So she had this huge like spiritual beliefs and everything like that. And she was over at my house one day and just said that things felt dark. And it was me, her, and then my cousin's now current spouse who was living with me at the time. God, that sounds horrible saying it like that. But we all did. She went through and like saged the house and was doing a cleaning. And leading up to the events, we would see like this tall, shadowy figure like stand in the bathroom and peer into my room. Like Quinn would see it when she was sleeping out in the living room, and she would like walk into the hallway. She would see like a figure like sitting there and think I was just being weird, like leaning out the bathroom, looking into my room, trying to see the TV or something. But then she would hear me live streaming or recording in the room.
Wow.
And so they went to go do the seance. Midway through of the like cleaning, seance, saging, and all that, Like I apparently like changed my demeanor and attitude completely, like a full 180, and was like trying to push stuff over and knock it over and stop it.
Oh wow.
And then she left and never came back to the house.
I don't blame her.
I don't either.
Oh, man. And that was the same place where the little girl was, or that was a different.
No, this was the second place I moved into.
Oh wow.
And then I moved back down to where I'm at now in Dead Bluff. And then I met you, John, and we madly fell in love. And
Wow. Yeah, I've had some experience with that whole dark figure thing. It gives me the fucking creeps just thinking about it, dude. Because I was
stories.
young. I was young, dude, and like I was really young, and my brother was going through a lot of. He's 8 years older than I am, so he was going through a lot of just issues, and he was rebelling a lot and shit, and bringing in really like
dark,
like dark metal, and just bad vibes and bad shit, just like death metal and all that kind of shit, and getting really into that whole scene.
I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, but like I would sleep in my mom's room just because I didn't feel comfortable. Like I always felt like something was there with me. It was weird. Like I'd look over and my brother would be sleeping because we shared a room. He'd be sleeping in his bed, dude, and I would hear noises and almost feel something on the bed with me, and it was just really fucking disturbing. And I started sleeping in my mom's room, and I just remember, dude, like it was a reoccurring thing for quite a while, like maybe a year or so. There'd be this just dark. I'd wake up out of a dead sleep, dude. I'd wake up and there'd be a dark, like when the room's dark and like the moonlight's kind of coming through, and there's like darkness. It was like darker than darkness. It was the creepiest shit, and it had a figure to it, and it would stand right at the edge of the, like right on the side of the bed that I was on, dude, and it felt like it was just sitting there just fucking staring at me. Wouldn't harm me in any way, but it was just I'd get that like claustrophobic feeling.
So
Right.
Scary
as like
shit,
a
dude.
child, I could definitely relate to that, because as a child I used to have sleep paralysis, and I can't remember what it's
it
called.
was
I think
almost
that
you're helpless.
so it's like I would have it to the point where it's like you go to sleep and you wake up and you're paralyzed. You literally don't move. Your mind is awake, but your body is asleep. And usually during that time, it's very common for you to see what do they call it? What's the actual term for when you have hallucinations while having sleep paralysis? I can't remember.
I don't know.
But either which way, I would see stuff in like that haze. And then I had another thing which was called like waking nightmares, where I would have a dream, wake up from the dream, but still be in a dream. And I would have it to where it would happen like 3 or 4 times in a session. So I'd be like, I'd have this like nightmare of being chased by like Ghostface, because I watched again a lot of horror movies as a child. So it was like I grew up fearing that mask because my mom's ex-husband would like scare us with the mask. So I'd have like a nightmare of him jumping out of like a dark alleyway, killing us, wake up and be like waking up in the dream in my bed, in my bedroom, and like going throughout the day, but things would be like warped. There'd be like shadow people everywhere. Like you couldn't hear right. And then it'd be like something bad would happen, and I'd wake up right back where that last dream started, where I'm like waking up in bed. Everything's dark. It's not morning yet. I'm like, oh my God, the nightmare's finally over. And then it'd be like I'd lay back down and look up at the top bunk, because back then I had bunk beds with my younger brother, and like another sleep paralysis demon thing would be just in the bars of the bunk bed. and like attack me, and then I'd wake up for good that time.
Damn. It's fucking crazy, dude.
I've always
That's
had
crazy.
issues with sleeping ever since I was a little boy, a young lad.
I have only encountered, you called it a waking nightmare or something like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I have only encountered it once, or waking up in like inception dreams of you wake up in bed. And this is exactly how it went for me. By the way, how are you guys hearing me right now? I just had to switch to Bluetooth headphones.
All
I
good.
hear you good.
Okay. I wake up in bed and I do my normal morning routine, bowl of cereal, take a shower, and like it feels real the entire time.
Yep.
I get out of the house and this dream was I turned right onto the street and got T-boned. Don't know where the truck came from, just got T-boned. Wake up in bed. Start the same process over, thinking, oh, it was a crazy ass dream. This time I turn left out of the complex because I'm like, oh, maybe it's just superstitious. I don't know. I want to go the other way. And then I get T-boned by the same truck. Wake up. And it's like all 3 times that I've woken up, it's been like 7 o'clock in the morning. Repeat the process. Fine. Get T-boned by the truck. 4th time I wake up, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, all right, you know what? This is it. I'm awake. I'm finally awake. Truck comes through the window. I'm on the 2nd floor, by the way.
Shit.
Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck? I wake up and
I
it's
think
4
I'm just gonna stay home today.
It's 4 o'clock in the morning when I wake up, and I'm like, okay, am I actually awake? Am I still asleep?
You roll over to look at Katie to get comfort, and it's me,
Mr. Truck. That's crazy shit, though, dude.
That time when I woke up, I was actually in bed, like
Wow.
I was fully actually awake. I'm like, all right, I think I'm good. And then of course I turn over and I go back to sleep.
The worst I encounter now is I have deja vu dreams all the time.
Oh yeah,
And it'll be stuff that won't happen for months either. Like I'll have a dream about people I have no idea who they are or anything, conversations I'm having with them. And then I think I've had one that was the weirdest one I had was an event that took place like a year to 2 years away from the dream. And I was hanging out with a bunch of people I did not know and literally remembered having the conversation we were having. And that entire moment, like, when you have the deja vu moment, you kind of have that out of body experience. And you're like, I know what's going to happen. And then you finish their sentence and they're like, oh, okay, someone's doing this conversation. Let's leave. No.
And then they stick their wiener in your ear and you're like, this wasn't in my dream. I don't remember this part.
No.
Besides sticking the wiener in the ear, Tim, I feels like it's not a deja vu, but rather it's a premonition dream.
I prefer the term
familiar.
deja vu.
I'm familiar with what you're describing. I've had a couple of those where it was I would have the deja vu and suddenly remember that I had the dream as a child. As a child, I had very weird ass dreams. Okay, sorry.
Same here, dude. I could go on and on about weird ass dreams I've had. Yeah. Crazy shit, man. I used to live next to a train track. Like,
fuck that.
My house was here, backyard, train track. And it was, yeah, dude. I'd have some crazy ass dreams about trains and shit. Because when I was young, we had like blackberry bushes in my backyard that would separate the tracks from our yard. And I got all stuck in them and shit when I was young, dude. And a train was going by. And I guess it just traumatized me. So I'd have like
So you'd have dreams of where you'd go left and get hit by a train, wake up, go right, get hit by a train, stay in your house, and next thing you know, train through the window.
Well, one dude, I'll never forget it. It was really weird. Like I'd hear the train coming, I'd be in bed, and I'd be like, "Oh my god!" And it was like almost like a nightmare train, like a carnival train, you know, just where there was like creepy creatures and like just weird shit on the train that you can't explain. Yeah, you'd hear it coming, and it was like I knew, you know, when you know things in your dream and you just know what's going on. Like the train was coming and people would just like shut their windows and not look at the train, because if you looked at the train and they saw you looking at it, they'd jump out and they'd invade your house and like take you away or kill you or whatever. Horrible shit, dude.
Weird dreams, man.
Fuck yeah, dude. Back on horror books though, there's this one series I do want to recommend.
We did divert there.
Yeah, did we just go full circle on something?
Yeah. Well, I wanted to mention it before and it just popped in my head again. It's called the Demonata series. And it's about demons and this secret organization that hunts demons, and it goes like interdimensional and shit, like goes to demon dimensions and hunts them. And you know, it's really cool. It's by the dude that wrote, what's that?
I said, by chance, were they called the Winchesters?
No, they were called the, I'm not sure if they were called the Demonata or if like the demons were called the Demonata, but I don't know. It's a series, and the first one's Lord Loss, and then there's like Demon Hunter and stuff. It's like a 10-book series. It's by the dude that wrote the Cirque du Freak books.
Huh.
Like the vampire's assistant and all that kind of shit. It's really good, dude. And like David, how you were talking about how books explain, you know, like the way things look, and you get different, like you get different pictures of the way they are. Man, he is so good at describing the characters and just the weird, creepy shit in that book, dude. I'm only on book 2, but just being on that, I would definitely recommend starting that series. They're really cheap.
So to make another full circle, you asked David a question earlier on what the most scariest movie he saw was. What in your opinion is?
Oh, with my scariest movie, Exorcist, bro. I have had nightmares and nightmares about that bitch's face and her like running down the halls at me and climbing on the walls. Yeah, definitely The Exorcist, the extended version where it like shows her going down the steps and shit backwards. And yeah, fuck that movie. I hate it.
For me, David knows this story. For me, even though I have a really good memory associated with
a big ass mouse.
Is it
oh
Mickey?
Shit! I just saw something out of the corner of my eye, dude. This is big ass mouse going along the. Oh no! Get my shotgun. Continue. Society. Continue.
David would know the good story behind this, but the horror movie that used to scare the shit out of me as a kid till I busted a nut in the literal term was The Grudge.
Oh shit! No, don't talk about that movie. It scares the shit out of me too, dude.
So I love
the new one.
Yeah, I've seen the new one with the dude from Harold and Kumar.
Oh, bro.
I also watched the Japanese Netflix TV series of it too, Onja
the Graja.
But I used to be very petrified of The Grudge and Samara from The Ring. But David knows the good story behind The Grudge, don't you, buddy?
Possibly.
It leads on to my sister fetish. Okay, that sounds bad. That
leads on to my sister fetish.
Oh my god.
I sound like
sisters. Clarify.
Well, okay.
I sound like Brian now. I sound like
That door can't be shut now. It's open. It's open.
I mean,
No,
all right. I'm gonna save you right here, Tim. We're gonna
save me,
change.
buddy.
We're gonna
Save-
change it. You guys are mentioning older horror movies
No, you're
that are
supposed to
like
save me
terrifying.
from the sister comment and clarify first.
No, I'm not clarifying that.
I
I'm just
have a
avoiding.
thing
I'm
for my
avoiding it
friends'
like it's the plague.
sisters. I have a thing
Poltergeist.
for my friend's sister.
The original
was
Poltergeist.
creepy. Poltergeist is definitely a creepy one, dude.
They're here.
Hell, was
For that
that
old
Loki?
guy that's like knocking on their door, he's like, all creepy looking and shit. Yeah,
So
got some popsicles in the shed.
I didn't see the Poltergeist until 2014, 2015. And at that point, I had already found out a few things about, the fact of the movie
original?
was plagued. Yeah, the original.
Yeah.
The movie was plagued with a bunch of different, like, curses, quote unquote.
Yeah, during the filming.
Yeah, during the filming. And then the
same with
fact
The
of,
Exorcist. Yeah.
during the scene, which is not a spoiler at this point, when she goes into the swimming pool and then skeletons start popping out of the ground, those are real skeletons. And the cast didn't know because actual human remains were cheaper to buy than prop ones. But the thing is, the families were unaware that their bodies were being used.
Wow. Like, do we still have that pile of skeletons we dug up during during production?
So yeah, I'd like
that
to
mass
take a step
grave
back.
that we found on site.
Oh, Tim, just let it go. Walk away from it.
I'd like to take a step back and just talk about The Ring and Grudge real quick. Nothing was scarier than that shit, dude.
And your sister fetish?
Okay, I am well known for having crushes on my friends' sisters.
Okay.
It happens.
Okay.
It happens.
That's why I was saying, David, you would get the good story behind this.
I was never informed of what movie you guys were watching.
Oh, it was The Grudge. Yeah, dude, no, okay. That movie made me petrified to have showers. I would be washing my hair, and I would be like, God, I swear to God, if I feel a hand back here, I swear to Christ, I will fucking run out of here naked.
Hey, thumb wars, let's go right now.
But it's like growing older, I've come to love those movies. Like when they announced the new Grudge movie, I was like, fuck yeah, I can't wait to see it. And I liked it. I liked the Grudge TV show. When they did Rings, the newest Ring movie, where it was like everything went into the new age media of cell phones and social media, I thought it was really good.
Dude, honestly, I don't think I've seen that one.
I have it on
I've
Blu-ray.
seen 1 and 2, but I don't think I've seen it's the third one, right?
Yeah, it's the third one, and it gets like uploaded to the cloud.
And it's called Rings.
Rings, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I
So
forgot
this film student finds the VHS, and they burn copy it to like
what is this thing?
They like burn copy it to a DVD so they can see what's on it. The DVD gets uploaded into a computer, which then gets uploaded to like the cloud.
Oh, hell no.
And then just gets mass shared everywhere.
Nope. If that shit came on my TV, I'd be like, my computer.
That is exactly how I felt when the Dead by Daylight DLC for Ringu came out.
Oh, bro.
And if you buy the character, it makes
I'm glad I didn't buy the character just for that.
It makes you sit through her video.
Mm-mm.
And I'm telling you,
All the dead horses and like the maggots crawling all over it, and
and it's like, I know for a fact it's not real. Like, I'm not gonna get hurt. But you're sitting there watching the video, and you're just like, I swear to God, I'm turning my phone off, disconnecting the landline. Fucking, I got holy water, garlic. I got I got protection against everything. All right, I'm wearing the chastity.
Holy water and garlic infused holy water, just in case. Oh man, yeah. Did I tell you when I saw The Ring in theaters, the power went out because it was pouring rain?
Yeah, you told me that while we were sitting there waiting for
creepiest
Morbius.
shit, dude. Yeah, the creepiest shit ever. I got up and I'm like, nope, I'm out.
You don't
I
know.
was like walking around the lobby, like, dude, I can't be in here
Okay.
when this happens.
I'm gonna jump in on this one. The only movie that I have ever walked out of is Unfriended. I saw it in theaters, and it's the only movie I've ever walked out
Oh,
of.
you pussy.
The
Well,
only
it was.
movie I've
I
ever
was
had.
also with my ex at the time, and she was also the driving force of seeing the movie. It was her idea. I didn't care for the movie, and
And then
then
she's like, I'm scared.
she was like, I don't want to watch this anymore. I'm sorry. I was like, all right.
You know, I want to see people die. Come on. Horrible, gruesome deaths on Zoom.
What's that
Calls.
other movie it's not Unfriended, because Unfriended took place mainly on the computer, but there's another movie about a girl that unfriends somebody that gets like over stalkerish and she starts getting haunted. And then you find out like the Facebook profile was fake and all this, and the girl like never existed, and she starts like deteriorating from the inside. I can't remember what it was called.
I don't know the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
On Unfriended, it was the dead chick's Facebook started messaging people and
Yeah.
joined the call.
Yeah. Didn't she get like super drunk and die of like alcohol poisoning, or someone killed her, or
And
someone?
she like
I think
died
it
of
was
alcohol
like she got
poisoning and-
assaulted.
Yeah, and they posted it, and these like preppy bitches posted it, and
then
there was pretty much that
the
whole
chick that
circle
we're
of friends
sitting
that
with,
she
it's
was-
revealed that she was the one who actually recorded the entire thing,
and
yeah,
posted
that
it.
was-
posted it. Yeah.
You know, the
oh,
person
it
you're
was the
rooting
best
for,
friend. Oh shit!
the person you're rooting for the entire movie to live is the fucking asshole, and you're like, bitch, I hope you fucking die.
Oh man, I hate scary movies, but I love them at the same time.
Me too. I'm sitting there. I just went
it just
through
sticks with
at
you.
Walmart and just bought the 7 movie Child's Play collection.
Oh,
And I'm like, do I want to watch those tonight? Or do I want to
those
watch?
aren't
like,
scary.
they're not scary, but I mean, in terms of a younger audience, it'd be deemed.
At the time, they were probably terrifying, especially when they started selling the doll.
John's like, I
Yeah.
don't play with dolls. I have nothing to fear. I don't need a good boy doll because I'm a bad boy.
I'm
Like
a
a
bad
John
boy.
smile
I'm a
up
bad
there.
boy now. No, my
And then
friend,
while
my
he's talking
friend
like
had
this, he's gonna sell propane.
when Seed of Chucky came out, my friend had the Bride of Chucky like version, you know, where he's all sewed up and sewn up and all that shit. He had
Yeah.
Chucky, the bride, whatever her name was, and
Tiffany.
the kid. Yeah, and they were
Yeah.
like good size, you know, like good guy doll size. It was fucking creepy, dude. And they were on little pedestals, and you could push a button, and they all had like different sayings and stuff. But
My mom's
creepy.
buying me a good boy doll for
good guy,
for Christmas. Good
good
guy doll.
good guy doll.
Good boy, good guy, whatever it is.
No,
My mom's
no,
buying me
good
a
guy.
Chucky doll for
Get it
Christmas.
right. Really?
Yeah, it's gonna stay in the
As long as it
closet.
doesn't look like that stupid version that
Mark
they've
Hamill
had
did.
recently. Yeah, I liked it. I liked his like version of Chucky. It was good.
I
but he
couldn't get
looked
over the design of the doll
awful.
too.
Yeah, he looked awful.
Oh
man.
my
It
God.
was like the new Freddy on the remake.
Did
of
you guys
Nightmare
see
on
the
Elm Street.
promotional stuff for the movie?
Yeah, where
Where it
he
was like
killed the Toy Story characters.
No.
What?
I think it was more of a prank than like promotional, but they would have the advert on a bus stop. It'd be on the side of a bus stop. People would be waiting next to it, and it would show, Child's Play, and then the advert would talk to them. They would then get their attention, like look over to the advert, and then somebody,
Is advert
a kid,
abbreviation for advertisement?
yes,
Okay.
A kid dressed as
Fucking
Chucky
Generation Z's.
would burst through the advertisement wielding a knife and start chasing people. It was fucking hilarious. I imagine it
would
was
drop
terrifying
kick-
for the person.
I'm telling you right now, with everything in
On a
horror
straight
that I have
field goal,
seen,
that doll.
and everything of horror that I have seen with a kid, and I am serious 100% of the time when I say it. A possessed child is coming at me, I am drop kicking the son of a bitch off a balcony. I think John was
Unless-
the first person that got mad at me because we were playing Who's Your Daddy, and I said that.
Unless it's hiding under your bed, like on Pet Cemetery, and it
Oh,
cuts your
fuck that.
fucking Achilles tendon when you step off the bed.
Dude, bro, okay, that is legitimately, I look under my bed as you say that. That is legitimately one of my biggest fears, is that happening.
I think Chucky's
That's
done
why
that
we
too,
have so
but-
much stuff underneath our bed that nothing can be under our bed.
Yep, it's why whenever I clean my house, it just all goes under the bed. It
Howie
is a
Mandel's under
vortex.
there dressed as a monster. He's like, come on down.
Dude, that movie,
Yeah.
oh my god, that movie was so fucking weird.
I
Little
love
Monsters?
that movie. I
Yeah.
love that
Monsters
movie.
was the shit, dude. I love that. That was one of my childhood favorites.
Childhood?
Childhood favorites.
Yeah, you gotta remember, John's like
That's
in his
a
50s.
long time ago, buddy.
It was a long time ago. Very, very long ago. I think the kid, wasn't it Fred Savage? Was the kid
I think so. Yeah, that sounds
from
about
Wonder
right.
Yeah.
Years? Yeah. Yep. And remember, I also had a brother that was 8 years older than I was. So I had a lot of like that, older shit that I watched growing up.
This stuff from like the 1920s, silent still picture,
Fucking knock you out.
No. Tim, we could be a bit nicer. Obviously, he was watching the talkies at that point.
The talkie films.
He was, being carted to the Coliseum to watch the gladiator fight.
So
I would have loved to see a gladiator fight.
I would still love to see him now.
I want to go to the Coliseums. That's like one of my bucket list goals is to
John,
walk into a
kind of,
Coliseum.
I get the feeling that this podcast is pretty much going to be revolving around horror at this point.
It's raw thoughts, dog. You just got to go in raw.
Raw thoughts. Well,
That's why I'm not
keeping
wearing
with the
pants.
idea of horror. John, horror games. What horror games do you play? And what would you classify as the horror game that you refuse to play because you're too terrified to play it?
Horror games don't scare me. No, let's see here. Well, shit. I like jump scares, dude. I like getting jump scared. The Resident Evil games, of course, are great at that, especially the last two. Last two were full of jump scares and shit. Horror games that I wouldn't want to play. I don't know.
I can
dude.
never get the
Honestly,
fucking
the
fetus out of my head.
I've never come across a horror game that I've not played. Yeah, honestly, I don't know, dude. I've played every horror game that I've come across and pretty much loved them all. Not
What
too
was
many
the-
though, honestly. Like
What was the
Fear, I haven't played
scariest one for
Fear.
you?
I'd have to say only because it gave me nightmares. The cut scenes, like the cut scenes on Twisted Metal Black, were really graphic, really dark and graphic, and just they kind of stuck with me. And I'd have dreams that would wake me up, and I'd be scared shitless, dude. Just like of random shit, like the dude with his mouth sewn up, and
You'd hear in the middle of the night. Down, 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 down. You'd start
Oh
hearing the drum
yeah,
part.
yeah. Paint it black, huh? That was
You'd
on
start
there.
hearing the drum part for Paint It Black, and then it's like Vietnam for you. You're just having flashbacks of like Dollface, Axel, Sweet Tooth.
Dollface. Yeah, that was a creepy one, dude.
Dollface was the one that creeped me out, I feel like, the most, because I hate porcelain dolls. And she was a human-sized porcelain doll. And I was like,
Yeah.
no.
Dollface is creepy as shit.
What about you, Tim?
So obviously, I had nightmares of fear because I have a thing about horror and kids where it's like I just get creeped the fuck out by possessed children where I want to drop kick them. And fear won every motherfucking time she pops up, and I would just take a break, breathe, let's go and play. Walking down a hallway, everything's good. Let's climb down this ladder. Nobody behind me, nobody in front of me. Look down the ladder, nobody there. All right, I'm good. Turns around to climb down the ladder, and she's there. And I'm just like, oh, fucking damn it.
If I have to, I will.
And a game that
Outlast.
I kind of refused.
Outlast.
Yeah,
That shit.
I was just about to touch base on that. I got all the way up to the John Walker scene in the first one and was like, yeah, no, I don't feel like being chased by a big beefy boy with his dick flopping about. And then
I don't think I made it that far.
Outlast 2, the school scene scared the living shit out of me. I played all of the demo up into the part where you get thrown into the school, and I was like, oh my God, no. I could watch them, but I get such a bad anxiety playing them. And that's one of the things that, like, I love The Evil Within, but The Evil Within is another one of those games where it's like, I have to really mentally get myself into the space to play it. Because it's like, I'm extremely arachnophobic. I hate spiders. And one of the monsters in Evil Within, deboned Lara, is this spider chick that you
That's the worst. That's the worst one, dude.
I legitimately remember my first time recording the game, living in that first house. And I remember because I was recording the game and I got to the part where you first see her. And I died like 4 times and I stopped recording. And Nicole gets home from college and she just sees me sitting in my chair like this, like tears near my eyes. She's like, the fuck's wrong with you? I was like,
panic attack.
I'm like, bro, I've been being chased for an hour straight by the spider bitch. I was like, I fucking hate it. I don't know if I can beat this game. I was like, I don't know if I can keep playing this, man. I hate spiders. And then I never got a chance to play this one, but I played a variant of it on Roblox, and it was Silent Hill PT. And even still to this day, watching people play it, because you can't play it anymore, it still scares me. The jump scare gets me every fucking time. And then the talking
would have been
fetus,
an amazing
oh my
game.
God. It would have been my favorite Kojima game. His main goal with that was he wanted you to shit yourself. Like, no, he legitimately told Konami he wanted to make the game so scary that the playtesters would shit themselves, or people would shit themselves out of fear watching it.
Oh, wow.
And he only made it as far as making the playable teaser. And it was massively popular, but Metal Gear Solid 5 going over budget, Konami and Kojima not seeing eye to eye, Konami letting go of their greatest asset, everything fell through.
Yeah.
What about you, David?
What was the question again?
What was your fucking question?
No, I know. For me,
yeah, Blair Witch was pretty
I
crazy.
I refuse to touch are VR horror games.
You're coming in very bad.
Fuck.
David's
Can you hear me now?
VR. Yeah, I hear you a
Yeah.
lot better now.
Okay. Yeah, no, the horror games I refuse to touch are VR horror games.
Yeah, I kind of agree to that too, because I played the Inpatient, which isn't that scary, but it's gotten me a few good times with jump scares, or when David decides to enter the house without making his presence known and then scares you after you get a pregnancy scare. So you have a double heart attack. That's fun.
Yeah. With every other game, you can look away. You can pause it, you can look away from the game. With VR games, it is hard to
There.
pause the game and look away because you have to physically remove it from your face.
I'd like to play Resident Evil Biohazard VR. I heard there was a whole nother like addition to the game just for
Oh
VR.
my god, dude, playing Resident Evil Biohazard in VR is such a better experience than playing it on camera. I don't look for so I'm playing it right now for my mom on her PlayStation because she has my VR set because I don't have room here at the house I'm at right now to play on VR. As soon as we start fixing stuff up, I'm gonna be taking my VR set back. But she bought Resident Evil. It was on sale for like $3. And I got all the way up. I got all the way up to the Margaret scene in VR. And I'm just like, spider bitch. Don't know.
Back to that spider bitch.
I hate spiders, bro. I hated
There's
that.
like there's a
original
segment
Resident
on that
Evil.
game you can play, and I guess you're like in the kitchen tied to a chair and you have to figure out how to escape. I saw something like that, and it's
Oh,
not in the actual like game.
So that was a VR demo.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, I saw that and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that'd be fun, dude.
Xbox ended up getting a version of that too that wasn't exactly the same, but if you beat the demo, you got a special coin you could use in the game. If you want to see me go through that, you can find it on my YouTube channel on Resident Evil
Tim,
demo. Yeah.
you played the demo on your channel, right?
Yeah.
Am I remembering correctly that there was a point you walked past some mannequins, turned around and said, "Those fucking moved. Fuck this. No. God damn it. Fuck this.
Yeah, they
No,
do.
no, no."
Yep. Nope. I
do.
remember it clear too because I was like, I just saw the ghost hanging from the floorboards because you have to spot her like 5 times. And I just got jump scared by the ghost version of Mia. Went upstairs, like saw the mannequins that are facing towards the stairs, walked past them, wasn't paying attention, turned, found this item, turned back around, and the mannequins were all shifted to face me in the opposite direction. And I stopped. It was just like, yep, nope, fuck this, nope. The fucking mannequins moved and went on this like long rant, like had the game pause, was done, like, nope, stepping away, I'm done. Mannequins creep the fuck out of me. Like, having played games that use mannequins as a fear tactic has made me not like mannequins in real life too. And it goes to like seeing things in like I Am
hell
Legend
no.
when he's going like crazy and you see the mannequin just
Scared the shit out of me.
that. Do you remember
Just
that in
like-
I Am Legend?
Go back.
So it's like I will notice shit like that in games too, where it's like I walk past something and you slowly see it go. For those of who are listening to the podcast, I turned my head very slowly.
I'm sure they would figure that out.
It's just dead silence for like a few
You
seconds.
never know.
They're like, what the fuck is going on?
Did you guys play the Blair Witch game?
David played it more than I did.
I
It was
did, yes.
good.
Oh my
That
god.
one was
I watched David play it and I loved watching him play it, but when I went to go play it, I couldn't get into it.
yeah, it was kind of slow, but it was good. Like once you did
I
get
feel
into
like
it.
it's better to watch than to play. but also I was playing through the game and then it got spoiled to me a particular scene, and I did not want to experience that scene, so I just set down the game and have never returned to it.
Was it towards the end?
I don't know at what point it was.
What's
Was it when
the
you have to
scene?
carry your dog? You're carrying your dog through that canyon because it's dying.
I was just told that the dog was killed.
I know
Yeah,
the
you
dog
can-
could
at
live
that
You
or
point-
can leave
die.
your dog behind. There's a choice you can make there. You can leave your dog behind, or you can just keep carrying him. And it's almost like a loop. You keep walking in a loop, and it's like it's trying to make you give up and just set him down. But you just keep carrying him. And I think it kind of alters the ending somehow, but I'm not sure exactly.
I was like,
how.
I know there's a good ending and a bad ending. And I know the dog can live or die.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't remember how the damn game ended, and I played it too, but
I don't
It's been a
remember
while.
the ending either. I
was
watched it
good.
on YouTube. I don't remember how it ends.
But going back to
Never cared
movies,
to.
that was a movie. Fuck, what? How young was I when Blair Witch came out?
I
dude?
liked the newest Blair Witch over the old one.
That was really good. I liked how they went more in depth with like who it is, like what
I like
type
the
of
fact that if
entity.
you pause it right, you actually get to see the Blair Witch.
Yeah,
and
no, it
it's
shows her.
Fucking creepy.
It shows it, dude, and it's almost like the Baba Yaga, like Russian
Yeah, the Baba
horror
Yaga.
story. Yeah, that's what it
Or
reminds
not
me of.
Baba
'cause that
Yaga, the
house-
Babadook or whatever.
the Babadook.
Babadook.
No, it's
They
the
were-
it's Baba Yaga. It's because it's the house that just like appears in the middle of the woods out
Yeah.
of nowhere, and you go in. And the thing about the original movie is that they kind of explain in the new one is because remember how she's like going through and she's panicking, and she loses her friend, and she finds him, but he's like got his face in a corner, and
Mhm.
she's calling out to him, and then she gets fucking sideswiped, and that was the end of the movie.
Yeah.
I guess the Blair Witch.
The newest one continues what happened after that.
Yeah, but it kind of touches base on like why he was doing that, because if you look at her, she can't kill you unless you see her.
Yeah.
So he had his face in the corner so he wouldn't see her. He was still alive. He was good, but she uses the voices of the people you know to try to get you to turn around and look at her. And so when his friend was actually there calling him, he didn't turn around because somehow I guess he figured it out. And then she
Yeah,
wound up
because at the end of the
getting
movie, it
taken
has
out.
them facing the corners.
Yeah.
And like through the camera, you could see it like the witch
Yeah.
behind her.
The second one was good too. It was, I don't remember it very well, but it
Wasn't
was
that like the
good.
Book of Evil or whatever?
I don't
Or where they're in
dude.
like the warehouse in like Manhattan or whatever.
Yeah, it was some like really weird. I don't know what was the year on that. Not damn, I was 9 years old when that movie came out, bro. And I watched it at a friend's
So
house.
I wasn't born yet. My mom was like 6. No.
Anyway, like I was piece of shit. No, I was like, I lived in Gerber, and it's not that big of a town, but my friend lived.
Oh
at
my
the
God,
park.
Gerber. Yeah.
Dude, and my friend lived by the park. It was his birthday, and we were like in this, we had a group of friends. We were watching the Blair Witch Project, and I had to get home because it was getting late. And my mom called, and she's like, "You need to come home," and she couldn't come pick me up. And it was dark as shit, and there were like no street lights, dude, in Gerber. So I had to walk home, 9 years old, after watching the Blair Witch Project, and I fucking ran, dude, the whole way. It was
It
like,
reminds me of the Black Telephone or whatever, that new Ethan Hawke movie by
Yeah.
Blumhouse. I want to see that.
yeah. Remember how it said, we saw the poster and said February or something like that? Well, it's coming out in June. They had to push it back.
Yeah.
I saw the poster in the theater at Red Bluff, and it said June or July or something. So we didn't miss it because I thought we missed it or something. I don't know.
So
I'm still
jumping
excited that we
back,
got midnight tickets for Doctor Strange.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
jumping back to the original Blair Witch Project,
Yes.
you're familiar with the actual theory behind the movie, right?
What's that?
The entire movie is the two guys are planning on killing the girl.
Really?
Yeah, I
like
heard
that's
that
the
theory.
the whole theory is the entire time they are just wanting to kill her. And so they're purposely screwing with things, or they lost the map, they're dropping this and dropping that. And they're
For
purposely
real? What?
huh?
I said for real? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
look
I've
at it.
never
I think it's a film theory.
I've
or
never
something.
Yeah,
heard that. That's
film
nuts,
theory
dude.
even touched base on it.
Oh.
As for the new movie, I'm not sure how that theory fits in, because obviously, it's proved that there's something actually going on there.
Well, yeah, because in like the new movie was so much better.
Yeah, I made it through the new Blair Witch Project movie,
It was
which I was
good.
proud of myself for that.
It was intense. Like towards the end, they went pretty crazy on the end of that new one. I was impressed.
So a final raw thought before we close the video and podcast
Yeah.
out. A lot of old horror movies are kind of seeing a resurgence. And my mom just shared with me the other day on Facebook that Jeepers Creepers is getting a fourth film called Rebirth. And I've been thinking about it, and I was like, because they just announced that Chucky season 2 is going to be coming.
Yeah.
It's coming
All right.
later this year. So we've gotten Halloween, which
First season was good.
I think Halloween is what kicked it off.
I don't know. Halloween Kills?
No, like the new Halloween. The first one.
Oh, gotcha.
Because I know it's not just me that notices this, but a lot of older horror films are kind of being remade. We got It, Halloween, Scream.
Actually, I think it kicked it off.
Yeah,
I think it was first.
I think it's what kicked it off. But then we got, it was like It, then we got a Halloween, which brought back like the original cast, Jamie Lee Curtis and the dude that did
Right.
Michael Myers. Then we got Scream, which brought back, Neve Campbell, and
which the new Halloween is a sequel to the original, and all the ones in between
no longer
don't matter.
happen.
Yeah. Weird how they did that.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre did it with their Netflix show where it brought back the original Final Girl.
I still haven't watched that.
It's all right. I
Yeah.
liked it. I like the fact that they brought back the original girl. Chucky did it with the TV series on Sci-Fi, bringing back the original people and continuing from the cult of Chucky. And I'm so happy they're doing a season 2.
Yeah, me too.
And then it's like we're getting announcement that Jeepers Creepers has finished filming and is going to be coming out. There's talks of doing a new Nightmare on Elm Street with Kevin Bacon. There's talks of doing another Friday the 13th.
Like, will Kevin Bacon be Freddy, or he?
It's set, so Robert Englund is set to direct, and they were at the time saying that Kevin Bacon was their top choice to play Freddy. And that was who Robert Englund was wanting to play him.
Oh, interesting. Huh.
Okay, I know who Robert Englund is, but for those who are listening, will you please explain who he is?
Robert Englund.
Wait, hang on. Before you say it, I know he's the actor who plays Freddy, but go ahead.
Robert Englund is the actor who has portrayed Freddy Krueger in all the movies apart from the newest one, which is I think called A Nightmare on Elm Street or
Mhm.
The Nightmare on Elm Street.
It's
It's
yeah,
the
you're
new one
right.
that had the dude that played War Stash in the Watchmen movie. He played Freddy
War
Krueger.
stash. This is my war stash.
Did I say his name wrong?
War shack.
Yes,
Warshack.
it's Rorschach.
Like a Rorschach test. That's why his face changes.
I'm canceling myself, you guys. I don't deserve to be here no more.
Breaking news.
Yeah, which they made him look like a. I was so disappointed with the way they made him look.
I like
They
the
CG'd his
voice.
face, dude. Yeah, he like his acting was great, but the CG just didn't do it for me. I wanted
It
that.
would have looked better if his skin was at a state of permanent like melting. But it was the fact that he looked so wet
Yeah, it was
and
just weird.
solid.
Dude. Like if you're a
Have you
fan
guys seen
of
the
the
Watchmen
Nightmare
TV
on Elm
series?
Street movies,
I haven't had a chance to see the TV series, and I've been hesitant on it because I like the movie, and I don't want to ruin the movie for myself by watching the TV series.
what?
Watchmen.
You haven't seen the movie?
Me? I've seen the movie.
Oh,
I
I,
love
thought that's
Zack
what you just
Snyder.
said.
No, I love Zack Snyder
I
movies,
keep
man.
forgetting there's a series of Watchmen, dude.
Yeah, it's
I
on
think it's on
HBO
like
Max.
HBO.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that'll be the next one I watch.
Anyway,
I want to see Doom Patrol. Brandon Fraser's making a comeback in life, and
I
wanna
watched
be
I watched the first few episodes. It's good. I started the Umbrella Academy too. It was really good, but
there. Ooh,
some
speaking of
reason I just-
Umbrella, Netflix's Resident Evil comes out this year.
really, ooh yeah.
Yeah. Getting another live action Resident Evil.
Another one. It's just
oh,
what we
and then
need.
in the group chat I showed that they were filming part of The Last of Us.
Yeah,
What?
I'm really
Yeah,
excited for that.
boy.
Pedro
Yeah,
Pascal is
if you
Joel.
go up our group chat, John, look for I think it's the last TikTok video that I posted.
Oh, is that what it was? Yeah, I didn't click on that yet. Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. They better do it justice, man. They better do it good.
Bro, it's Pedro Pascal playing Joel.
I know.
I don't even care if the show's good at that point. Just give me
Talking
more
about him. I want to see that new him and Nicolas Cage movie. Have you seen
the
preview?
unbearable weight of massive talent.
Oh, it looks
I want to
good.
see that, and he has a new movie that just came out on Netflix where he plays like a side role, but he's funny as fuck. And it's about all these actors getting together and making a movie
Bubble.
during the quarantine. Yeah, the bubble.
The bubble. Yeah, it's funny.
Is it?
It's all right.
It's I just want to see what's her name, Karen Gillan or whatever, the girl that plays Nebula.
Yeah, a lot of good actors in it. It's funny though. Well, shirt.
Well, sherbet ice cream.
Well, sherbet. I think it's about time
I
to
was-
wrap it up, boys.
Yeah, I was worried we weren't going to be able to actually coherently say some, stuff for an hour, but I think we did well.
Bro,
Like you said, it's pretty much horror based.
we have managed to bullshit for over an hour. Like let me look back and see.
It's been about an hour and a half, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever we message to Brian, why aren't you in the group chat?
We started about 11:50 was when we started talking.
So probably about an hour, 10, hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, well, that was our raw thoughts, everybody. This is the first podcast segment like that where we don't really have a theme. We just talk about this first stuff that come to mind. And I think this was a very good episode for a change.
Yeah, it was.
Didn't
good.
have a theme rolling into it. Ended up with an overall theme though.
An overall story arc to it.
Ghost stories, scary dreams, and horror based whatever.
Horror. Just horror.
Horror.
Well, the next time you guys will listen to us or see us, if you guys watch the vidcast, will be when we have Ryan Beyond John's podcast topic of comedy and laughter and shorts.
3, 2, 1.
So if you guys are wondering how to find, I'm sorry, I just kind of brain dead. I've been at work for the last like 6 hours, got home, ate a cheeseburger, and then we started this. Ate a cheeseburger and wings.
Technically,
and wings, you
you have
fat
not been
boy.
at work for the last 6 hours because for the last hour, you've been sitting in front of your camera. So you lied to us.
Oh no.
You liar.
Oh,
You lied to me.
All right, everybody.
Anyway.
If you've enjoyed listening to us, you can find us on any of your podcast listening apps, whether it's on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, whatever it be. You can find us there. If you guys would like to watch us communicate, make funny faces, sit there kind of little, John's like little medium buzz, David with his random spurts of showing himself. You can find us on the Nerdgasmic Goodfellas YouTube channel. Everything will be linked down in the descriptions below on where I can link it. We hope you guys have a wonderful day, night, rest, breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever time of day you guys are listening or watching this. We'll see you in the next episode.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon,
And
good
good night.
night. Quote from my favorite movie, The Truman Show.
Thank you, guys. I'm going home.
Oh, fuck. Where's the fuck? Oh.
You know, I said that, and that is one of my